Alright guys, well it's time to head off to work. I just finished my other vlog there, so there's probably only 10 of you left on my subscription list, but that's alright. We're gonna head off. Bruce is working noon to 8 and he already warned me that it is kind of busy, but not to sweat it. So that means I should probably sweat it because it's probably super busy and he's just, you know, trying to keep me calm, which is not going to work. Gotta grab my watch and my, so I won't be doing any walking outside tonight, that much is a given. But, yeah, I'll grab my watch and I'll grab my phone. Forgot my phone on the charger. Mom's like, don't forget to say Happy Father's Day to your father today. But I left this funny thing on his Facebook that basically, you know, all mushy gushy. But then I attached this picture that's pretty funny and I'll show it now. Even if I wanted to do something, I couldn't go over, like if I was off, I couldn't go over there. Apparently, wait. Oh, okay, apparently I can go over July 3rd for a barbecue. That's awesome. That means the 1st of July is a Wednesday? That's going to be weird. Because, like, work, the 1st of July is a stat holiday because it's Canada Day, right? But it falls in the middle of the week, and that means in the middle of the week there's going to be a holiday, which I'm going to have to work because there's 2 people off that day, and unless somebody higher up takes it, I'm going to have to work it and get paid overtime, not a big deal. But they're leaving for Stratford this weekend, leaving Friday, coming back Sunday. Don't forget to say Happy Father's Day to Dad today. Oh, okay, I thought they were leaving today. I apologize. I keep forgetting what day it is because I work these stupid hours, right? So I lose track of shit. But, so leaving Friday and coming back Sunday. Why are they going to Stratford? See, normally I wouldn't post things on the videos of when they're going out of town, but by the time this shit goes up, they're already back, so not a big deal. So yeah, they're going to Stratford. Oh, I got a flat tire. Son of a bitch. Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with that right now before we head off. We got time. Yeah, that's not good. It's whenever the thing is on the top, she drains. So it's got to be a problem with that valve stem. Last time this one went flat was at Bloke's. His, I guess, I don't know, he calls him the parking lot warrior or something like that. Or the warden, that's what it was. He caught it and came to the door and got my attention and said, your tire's flat, you might want to look at it. And that's what these things do, man. To be honest, I've had nothing but problems with these tires since I got the car. And this is the 3rd set of tires. I bought the car in 2009. This is the 3rd set of tires I put on those rims. And the valve stem gets changed every time I do it. So it's got to be the rims, right? Like, that's the only thing that hasn't been changed out is the rims. So it's got to be an issue with the rim that I'm just not seeing. Oh, I remember at Bloke's we were trying to use that pump of mine to pump up his stepson's tire. And seeing how a tire is so, like a tire, I mean on his bike, on his mountain bike. And we would start pumping it up, get her to the 50 pounds it needed, and then we disconnect the pump because it's the screw off kind, not that flippy pull off. The moment you screwed the thing off, you had to go quick because the entire tire would deflate. Off to work and go to pandemonium. So Bruce went in at noon today. I should have went in for noon because, freak's sakes, I was up at 10, like, or actually, yeah. Is that when I got up? Yeah, 10. I can't remember now, freak's sakes. Yeah, went to bed at 2, woke up at 10. I should have just went in for noon, like, frig it. Told Bruce, stay home, sleep in. But I got a vlog out of it, so that's alright. Got some shit off my chest, that's alright. People won't understand it. They'll just, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's how people are. Fuck them. Bruce is at work. And I asked him if it was busy, and apparently the other guy he's working with is always unavailable and doing personal calls on the emergency phone, which we're not supposed to do. That phone is there for, like, network emergency failures. When something blows up, that's our line that is not attached to the company in any shape, way, or form. It's an external line from a third-party provider, so that, like, if our system completely kiboshes and flatlines and we can't get a line out, we call this phone the bat phone, and it is the phone that will always have a line out. Like, unless it's like that time in 2006 when we had the microburst and literally the whole city had no power, no phone for like days. I think it was like 2-3 days before they restored my parents' area. I was still living there. That was before I bought my house. That was the year I bought my house, in 2006 actually. It was that June or July or some shit. Yeah, it was in June. It was mid-June when it happened, that's right. Around this time, actually, so maybe we'll get a microburst again. Who knows? Maybe I'll take out my house and claim insurance. But I digress. That's what the phone's for. It's an emergency line so that if our network fails and our voice over IP system fails, we have a hard line to get out and try and find out what the hell happened. You know, call the network operations center, call around, see what the hell's going on, so that we can get an idea as to how cataclysmic the friggin' damage is and how long we're going to be without service. But here's this guy using it as his personal home line. He's getting calls from his family, his friends, his freaking credit bureaus, all sorts of stuff, man. Like bill collectors are calling that number for him. So Bruce is like, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't alone. And I said, I thought you were working with the other guy. And he's like, oh Christ, he's never on the phone. And I was like, oh, for freak's sakes. And this is what I find funny. This other guy is staying with the company. He's gonna be there when I'm not. Like, you know. And this is what I laugh, is a lot of the bad technicians are staying. Like Bruce is gonna just fucking get a couple more ulcers into him probably, because he's just gonna lose his shit. Oh wait, am I complaining too much for you guys right now? Oh, I apologize. Look at that purple paint car, that's different. Huh, haven't seen that one driving around town. Probably shouldn't park it on the lawn. Grass tends to speed up corrosion time, but it's not my car, so zero fucks given. But anyway, yeah, so it's something he's been doing because he's too Kenny poor to afford a babysitter. He's been bringing his kids to work. Okay, now imagine this, if you will. You call in, your internet's not working, whatever, cable, DSL, wireless, dial-up, whatever it is. You're pissed off, it's Sunday afternoon, you're trying to sit down with the kids and put on some friggin' iCarly for them or some whatever Nickelodeon nonsense. All of a sudden the internet shits the bed, you call in, you got your kids screaming at the house that the internet doesn't work and they want to watch their TV and blah blah blah. So you call in and what do you get? You get a technician with kids screaming in the background fighting over a Timbit. What the hell are you going to think about this company? Probably nothing too awesome, right? Here's the worst part about this. You can't even tell the boss about it. You can't even tell the boss, listen, this is happening, because the boss already knows. One weekend when I was working noon to 8, the boss called in. He has a BlackBerry. He was trying to set up, oh yeah, he was trying to get Wi-Fi to work on the BlackBerry and he couldn't figure out how to do it. Yeah, let that go. The boss couldn't figure out how to do Wi-Fi and he's our boss. Yeah, anyway, that's a story for another day, probably. Look at this asshole, just fucking cutting in front like a dick. What a cum dumpster. But anyway, yeah, so here's this guy bringing his kids to work. The boss walks in, sees these two kids misbehaving in the lunchroom. Now keep in mind, these kids already destroyed 2 of the 4 chairs in the lunchroom because they get all crazy, start bouncing off the chairs and just destroy the backrests on them. They're like those cheap plastic chairs that you used to sit on in school. Like, they're not comfortable by any means. And the plastic they're made out of is probably recycled pop bottles. If it's that good, like for all I know, they're recycled Kinder eggs, like the plastic egg the toy comes in. They probably put some toy in there too, for all I know, because they're fragile big times. There are these kids misbehaving, watching a movie on a laptop, going nuts. Boss walks in, sees the kids, says nothing, comes over, sits beside me. We start talking about the internet, and I'm like, you're not even going to say anything about our new daycare center? And he goes, ah, fuck, who cares? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you don't find it a tad bit unprofessional? He goes, whatever. 0 fucks given. So Bruce tells me today that he's working away. Oh my goodness, that house just gets more trashier and trashier every fucking time I look at it. But Bruce tells me he comes in and non-stop today the kids were misbehaving, screaming, yelling, just acting a fool, and it's driving him nuts. And then between that and our co-worker, just always unavailable, taking personal calls on the emergency phone. He's like, oh, something's got to be done about it. I'm like, well, who are you going to tell? And he's like, I don't know, maybe we should tell the boss. And I'm like, boss already knows, dude. And I explained to him by the time he came in. And he's like, well, fuck, I don't know then. I don't know what we can do. I said, exactly. There's nothing we can do. He wins. But the problem is our boss won't be our boss forever, because chances are, like, he's non-unionized management. They're probably just going to get... You guys know what happens when a corporate takeover happens. First people to get rid of is management. Once they figure out how to manage the place and you're no longer needed, they give you the old boot. bye-bye, thanks for coming out, GG, you know? So that means we're gonna need a new manager in there. Do you think somebody from Bell is going to let someone bring their kids in and let them sit in the lunchroom while we work? Now, I know what they're hoping for. They're hoping that we're gonna get weekends off soon, because it was brought up in the meeting, or in the training, the one that Bruce and them went to, like the other half of the help desk, basically. Their training, they brought it up that there's no reason to be there on the weekends aren't busy. So now the Bell COs are basically looking this over to see just how many calls we do on the weekend, and if it'd be a better idea to delegate it to another service like our network control center. Because right now, from midnight till 8 a.m., we have nobody in the office, but we're open 24/7, 365. From midnight to 8 a.m., all our calls go to our network operations center. And those guys can't do our job. They really can't. They fuck things up big time. So now we just tell them to try basic things like unplugging it and plugging it back in. And if that doesn't work, don't dive into the settings because you'll fuck it up. Just put the ticket on hold for 8 a.m. and we'll deal with it. Or if the customer's not going to be home till 5 p.m. the following night, put it on hold till then. Just put it on hold for the customer's convenience. We'll give them a call back. We'll fix their shit. Don't dick with it, you're just gonna muck it up. And that's what they do. They just put it on hold for the next day now, unless a power cycle fixes it, and 90% of the time, power cycles fix everything. I got so many tickets with that as a resolution, I thought I was gonna get in trouble for it, and the boss is like, well, no, it makes sense. And I'm like, there you go, you know, a power cycle. Unplug your modem and plug the fucker back in. Try and connect. Did it work? Oh, you saved the day. What'd you do? I turned it off and on again. That's what they pay me for. Turn things off and on again, you know? So, yeah, like that's the thing. But do you honestly think that if we have a guy from Bell, a pro from Bell, sitting in that office monitoring, that he's going to let kids in there? So I know the other guy is just hoping they just completely shut down the whole weekend nonsense and we go 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, or whatever, 10 to 6 or 10 to 10 or whatever the hell they might do. That probably won't be happening for a while. This is the reason why he needs to like find a way to take care of his children and not bring them into work, because yeah, he's just looking for trouble. And the reason why I bitch about it right now is because last weekend I had a bag of chips in there, some good old corn chips. I like that kind. Not like Doritos, I mean like, I don't even know what the hell to call them. They're like those like thin corn chips. You get them in barbecue, and they got them in ketchup up here in Canada. Maybe not in the Americas, but in Canada they have them in ketchup. You can get them in barbecue, ketchup, and nacho cheese, I'm thinking. Anyway, I had the barbecue ones because I like them. You know, I like to snack on them. And they were gone. Basically to shut his kids up, he gave them my chips. That kind of burned me in a way, but I was like, whatever, fuck, it's a bag of chips. You know, I made a big scene about it because this is the same asshole that went into my desk and drank my coffee when I was on vacation. And then when I came back from vacation, that Monday night, I was like, holy crap, I'm a little tired. I need a coffee. I go into my desk and there's an empty Maxwell container in there with no powder in it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this was like a quarter full. There was enough in there for like 4 more cups. Like, why is this empty? And then I'm like, fuck, anybody have any instant coffee? And nobody had any. So I had to walk over to the corner store to get an instant coffee tub at $10 because they gouge you at the market. But I really wanted a coffee. I really needed one. So I ended up buying that. I come back. I should have checked my whitener because that was empty and I only had 1 pack of sugar left. That's the problem. And I've caught this guy on the weekends going through desks, and it's like, this is another thing. Another thing that stresses me out about this place is people don't give a fuck. And that's what bugs me, and it drives me nuts, and I take it out in the vlogs, and then I got people leaving nasty comments, fucking hammering me again. So I get hammered off video, and then I talk about it, and then I get hammered on YouTube for talking about it, and it's like, holy fuck. That's why I'm like, I had a talk with my buddy. I was about ready on the last vlog to say, you know what, guys, I'm taking a break. I don't know how long it's gonna be, maybe 2, 3, maybe 10 months, I don't know. We'll see whenever I decide to pick up this fucking camera again. And I talked to my buddy Chooch It, and he's like, no, dude, don't. He's like, just because a couple people bitch you out doesn't mean the rest of the world hates you. He goes, it's just a couple people. They're probably miserable fucks too. And they see you being all miserable, and it adds to their miserability, and then it's just a great big pool of miserability. You're taking it too hard. You don't need to take it hard. Because some people are just like that, and it's not their fault that everybody can't be like Pug. Because a lot of my audience came from Pug's channel when he gave me a shout out back in the day. Actually, a lot more came from Dylan Taylor for the win, but I digress. Yeah, I don't really get many subs from Pug. That's probably a good thing. A lot of his subs fucking hate him. Well, I probably won't get any more anyway, because I quit Inwoods. You know, I was about ready just to say, you know what, that's it, guys. I'm taking a 3 months break. Or I was going to actually take a break to the point where this place lets me out. Like, once they seal the deal, give me my severance, and I no longer have any ties attached to this place, I was going to start vlogging again, because I'm not in a good state of mind. I am in a very fucking depressed, miserable state of mind. You can see it. It's fucking plain and visible. You know, Rex was like, hey, Adam, you seem pretty stressed out. We should go for coffee. That won't save the day. I'm fucked. Like, between the nonsense here, this is why I don't read the comments. This is why I don't do commenting on comments. I made the mistake of reading the comments today, and it put me over the fucking edge. And it made me make a fucking rant in my video. I just gotta not read the comments. Not give a fuck what you guys say, and by not giving a fuck, life is better. So if I don't read the comments, I don't get mad, I don't rant about YouTube shit. That's a solution. And like I said on the other vlog, maybe I need to lie more. Just not tell the truth, because that's what works for fucking everybody else. Holy, you got people telling these like stories on YouTube about shit, and it's like, no. That's not what's going on. Get your facts straight, bud. But I digress. Take this shit for what it is, and if you don't like it, just unsub. You don't have to leave some hateful comment and be a dickhead. Just fucking walk away if you don't like my shit. It's that simple, you know? Like, I'm not trying to be Mr. Popular and make a fucking job out of YouTube. I'm just having fun talking to a camera and playing with video editing software, for frig's sakes. Like I said on the Why I Quit Inwood video, 0 fucks given from this point on, boys. Everybody leaves, everybody leaves. I really don't care anymore. Like, I'm really thankful for the people who leave positive comments and understand what I'm going through and can relate, you know, and the fact that some people find these videos therapeutic. How, I don't know, but well, fucking let her have it. But then again, I think about it, and I find friggin' kid behind the camera's videos therapeutic. So, and that guy gets called fucking way worse shit than I do. Oh my goodness, that guy gets hated on like a son of a bitch. That was kind of rude. I just called his mom a bitch. Probably not do that. I apologize, pickle dick. Boy. But yeah, I really gotta quit reading comments, because that's what puts me over the edge. And it's a shame, because like sometimes I ask a question in the vlogs about whatever, the tree stump, and you're all right. I should get a tree grinder and bang it out, but right now, like, I should have done that before I dug it out. Like, watching all these tree stump humper videos and tree grinder videos, people don't dig them out, they just grind them. And yeah, that would have worked awesome, because I think Home Depot, it was $150 to rent it plus delivery, and they pick it up the next day. So I could have rented it on Saturday, blasted both stumps, the one in the front there, the Manitoba maple, that's like the one behind me in the parking lot. Sunday they could have came picked it up, and this whole ordeal had been done. But now that I've dug it all out and it's sitting a lot lower, well, it's $1.50 to get a stump humper in there, so I gotta attack it a different way. I need a really long chainsaw. Just chop the son of a bitch in half, chop it in 4, Tetris it in there, and bury it. That'd probably work. Probably not, but up here it would. But this thing never works right, so what the fuck am I to say, right? But anyway, people, there you have it. I'm at work now, so I'm going to go into the pandemonium. Bruce is here till 8 o'clock tonight, and then I'm free falling. Oh yeah, I got lunch at 7:15, not 8 tonight. Cool. But judging by these storm clouds, it looks like it's going to piss pour tonight, so I won't be able to get my walk in. Basically doing that now, my 15-minute breaks and my lunch. I just go for a trot around the yard there. I get about 7,500 steps, and it's not too bad. Well, according to this watch, I don't know how accurate that thing is, but you know, that's not too bad. You get a little bit of exercise on your break, and it helps release a little bit of stress. I read that on the internet somewhere, and it's on the internet, so it has to be true, right? But anyway, people, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. So big time thanks for watching. Like, favorite, and comment. And if you didn't like this video, well, fuck dislike it. Let me know you didn't like it. I probably won't give a shit, but like or dislike, give or stink. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.